Yeah. Today, what I have for you today, I have for you a well-known novelist of India, Bhavani Bhattacharya. यूनिट फर्स्ट के हैं, उनको लेकर के हम लोग बात करेंगे और उनसे रिलेटेड हम एक इमेज शेयर कर रहे हैं और कुछ और चीजें. देन यू हैव टू गो विद दैट पॉइंट. जस्ट शेयरिंग विथ यू द इमेज ऑफ भवानी भट्टाचार्य. You find this is the image of that novelist Bhabhani Bhattacharya, very famous novelist of India. इंडिया के बहुत फेमस नॉवलिस्ट है. इनको लेकर के आज हमें बात करनी है और इन्हीं पर ही सारा चीजें रही है. तो जस्ट ओनली आई शेयर विद यू ओनली द इमेज एंड यू कैन जस्ट गो विद दिस इमेज एंड यू विल बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड what I want to say and what you have to take, what you have to just grasp. So here is what, here is Bhavani Bhattacharya. And now just I think you got the image and you got the image and you came to know about the topic. What is the topic? A novelist Bhavani Bhattacharya. I will not take much time, but I will just go with this important man and what we have to cover. Now just to closing and sharing another image. इसे मैं close कर रहा हूँ. Sharing another about his life. You find here today what we have. Today we have Bhabhani Bhattacharya, and I will tell you about what type of novelist he was. Bhabhani Bhattacharya. He was born on 10th November 1906. 10 नवंबर 1906 को उनको जन्म हुआ है and died 10 अक्टूबर 1988 को. एक इम्पोर्टेंट पॉइंट है कि he was born on 10th November 1906. 10 नवंबर 1906 को उनका जन्म हुआ. Died in 1988. Was an Indian writer of Bengali origin. Again you find कि बंगाली author. So you here come to know कि those who studied या जो कुछ भी हमारे यहाँ सिलेबस में है, ऐसा लगता है कि काफी कुछ बंगाल का कंट्रीब्यूशन उसमें रहा है. So you find that कि Bhavani Bhattacharya, he was born on 10th November 1906, died on 10th October 1988, Indian writer of Bengali origin who wrote social realist fiction. This question can be asked. What type of novel he wrote? He wrote social realist fiction. He was born in Bhagalpur, part of the Bengal Presidency. Where was he was born? He was born in Bhagalpur, part of the Bengal Presidency in British India. Bhattacharya gained a bachelor's degree from Patna University. Which university? Patna University. He got a bachelor's degree from Patna University. This is a very important point. When you talk about this man, you have to keep in your mind that he got bachelor's degree from Calcutta University. Which university? Calcutta University. And I would like to tell you, I have taken this matter from Wikipedia, and here you have only to note down those points which I say where I mark. Just as he was born on 10th November 1906 and died 10th October 1988, Indian writer, Bengali origin, Bhagalpur, all these things, Bengal Presidency in British India, and Bhattacharya gained a bachelor's degree from Patna University and a doctorate from the University of London. और डॉक्टरेट की डिग्री उनको कहाँ से मिली है? यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ लंदन से. So in this way, what do you find? You find about he got bachelor's degree from Patna University and doctorate degree from University of London. He returned to India and joined the diplomatic service. Bhattacharya served in the United States, to which country he returned as a teacher of literary studies. Once he had left the service, he taught in Hawaii and later in Seattle. In his mid-30s, Bhattacharya began writing fiction set in historically and socially realistic context. उनका जो fiction है वो socially और historically context में लिखा गया, socially and historically context में. He wrote in English, his chosen medium following the advice of two prominent literary figures. So you come to know about Bhattacharya. Again, I would like to you can say कि memorize here Again, I would like to repeat those points. He was born on 10th November 1906, died on 10th October 1988. He was an Indian writer of Bengali origin. What type of novel he wrote? Social realist fiction he wrote. He was born in Bhagalpur, and Bhattacharya gained a bachelor's degree from Patna University and doctorate degree from University of लंदन. और स्पेशली उनका जो नॉवेल था हिस्टोरिकली एंड सोशली रियलिस्टिक कॉन्टेक्स्ट में उन्होंने लिखा हुआ है. तो यू फाइंड दिस मैन भवानी भट्टाचार्य. I share with you two images. In the first image, you find the picture of Bhabhani Bhattacharya, and in the second image, you come to know about his life, his death, about his education. That is the biographical study. Now, in the next image, you will come to know about his work. अगले image में आप उनके work शेयरिंग विद यू एंड अदर इमेज. एक दूसरी इमेज आपके साथ में शेयर कर. या यू हियर फाइंड अबाउट हिज वर्क्स. उनका जो पर्सनल लाइफ है थोड़ा सा उस पर बात कर लेते हैं. Bhattacharya was born in Bhagalpur, part of the Bengal Presidency of British India. His parents were Bengalis. Bhattacharya studied at Patna University. ये पहले से ही बात हो चुकी है. पटना यूनिवर्सिटी में भागलपुर प्रेसिडेंसी, बंगाली फैमिली, all these things, and received a bachelor's degree in English literature. He subsequently completed his graduate studies in the United Kingdom. While his original choice was to do so in literature, a hostile attitude from one of the professors prompted him to switch to history. Bhattacharya received a master's 1931, master degree उनको 1931 and doctoral degree 1932, 1934 from University of London. So you find what you find कि in 1931 he received a master's degree and in 1934 he received a doctoral degree from University of London. As a graduate student, Bhattacharya became involved with Marxist circles. जिस सर्किल्स मार्क्सिस्ट विचारधारा की थी, and was also strongly influenced by Harold Lusky. So प्रभावित one of his teachers, Harold Lusky was one of his teachers. तो Harold Lusky का नाम ध्यान में रखिएगा. He was influenced by Harold Lusky, one of his teachers. He was also active in literary circles and have published in various magazines and newspapers. Some of Bhattacharya's articles were published in Spectator. कुछ उनके articles The Spectator में आए हैं, and he developed a friendship with the editor Francis Eates Brown. जो The Spectator के एडिटर थे. Spectator एक जर्नल का नाम है. जो वो जर्नल था उसमें उसके जो एडिटर थे उससे उनकी दोस्ती हो गई. ड्यूरिंग दिस टाइम भट्टाचार्य आल्सो इंटरेक्टेड विद रवीन्द्रनाथ टैगोर. ही ट्रांसलेटेड टैगोर्स पोयम द गोल्डन बोट इनटू इंग्लिश. उन्होंने टैगोर की पोयम द गोल्डन बोट को इंग्लिश में ट्रांसलेट किया इन 1931. both Yeats Brown and Tagore advised Bhattacharya his fiction in English rather than बंगाली. इन लोगों ने उनको सलाह दिया कि आप जो है बंगाली में लिखिए, बंगाली में ना लिख करके इंग्लिश में लिखिए. सो यू फाइंड हियर द सेम थिंग विच आई रिपीटेड कि ही बिलोंग्स टू अ बंगाली फैमिली. ही डिड हिज ग्रेजुएशन फ्रॉम पटना यूनिवर्सिटी and he got doctorate degree from University of London and he did his. अल बुशरा आपने म्यूट नहीं किया है. So you find what कि in 1931 he received a master's degree, doctoral degree. 1934 he was much influenced by the Marxist ideology, and even you find that Bhattacharya received these things and he was influenced by a teacher. It was a Marxist teacher, and the name of that teacher was what? The name of that teacher was Harold Lusky, one of his teachers. So what I want to say, and some of his works published in the Spectator. There was a journal, and the editor of that journal was Francis Eates Brown. He also interacted with Rabindranath Tagore and also translated his one poem, The Golden Boat, into English in 1930. So these things. Now sharing with you another image, that is important. Sharing with you another image. Here you find, just sharing with you will come to know about his works. भवानी भट्टाचार्य का जो वर्क्स है वो क्या क्या था उसके बारे में आप जानेंगे. या यू फाइंड दैट की कंप्लीशन या क्या क्या उनका था. वो यहाँ पे एक चीज ध्यान में रखना है कि वो इंडियन एम्बेसी में भी उन्होंने काम किया. वाशिंगटन डीसी, इंडियन एम्बेसी वाशिंगटन डीसी. As a press attaché returning to India after completing that service, Bhattacharya accepted an offer to join the University of Hawaii. इन्होंने यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ हवाई में पढ़ाया था एज अ विजिटिंग फैकल्टी. Subsequently moving permanently to Seattle to take up a chair of the University of Washington. उसके बाद कहाँ पे चलेगा? यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ वाशिंगटन चलेगा. तो एक बड़ा नाम है भवानी भट्टाचार्य. अब उनका जो नोटेबल वर्क्स है वो क्या क्या है? सम नोटेबल, सम मेमोरेबल यस्टरडे. ये चीज ध्यान में रखना है कि वो जो है एज अ इंडियन एम्बेसी को ज्वाइन किए थे. कहाँ पे? वाशिंगटन डीसी में. इट मीन दैट ही वाज एन एम्बेसडर. वो एक भारत की तरफ से नियुक्त किए गए थे वाशिंगटन डीसी में, अमेरिका में. एंड उसके बाद वहां से वापस आकर यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ हवाई उन्होंने ज्वाइन किया था. बाद में वो जो है फिर चले गए यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ वाशिंगटन में. All these things you find. And you find here some important works, some memorable yesterdays. You find 1941, so many hungers. 1947, Indian cavalcade. 1948, he who rides a tiger. ये पूछा जा सकता है. He who rides a tiger. 1955, the golden boat. 1956, towards universal man. 1961, music for मोहिनी. 1964, शैडो फ्रॉम लद्दाख. ये भी पूछा जा सकता है. शैडो फ्रॉम लद्दाख. A goddess named Gold. All these works you have to remember. 1967. Again, I would like to repeat his works. Some memorable yesterday. 1941. So many hungers. 1947. Indian Cavalcade. 1948. He who rides a tiger. 1955. The Golden Boat. 1956. Towards Universal Man. 1961. Music from Mohini. 1964. Shadow from Ladakh. 1966. A Goddess Named Gold. 1967. These things you find. These things you find. So I think that you are in position to understand very well about his work. Now sharing with you last image. What I just want to know, have you any problem? आप में से कोई मुझे, अगर किसी को कोई दिक्कत है तो मुझे आप बता सकते हैं यहाँ तक समझने में. या इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेरी.
यस सर.
या
सर आप में जो है श्री औरबिंदो जो उनकी वाइफ है उनका नाम आपने बताया था मृणालिनी देवी. और सर रविन्द्रनाथ टैगोर की वाइफ का भी नाम मृणालिनी देवी है सर.
हाँ.
तो सर सेम.
बिटिया, just let me tell you one important point कि in this class you have only to discuss with this particular. After completing the class I will be able to talk that topic because that topic is entirely different to this topic. अगर उसमें डाउट है मैं आपको क्लियर कर दूंगा. बट अभी
Yes, sir.
इससे जो शेयर किया गया है इस पे आप बात करिए.
नो सर इसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है.
ओके ओके ओके, जस्ट टेल. You find what? You find that just closing this image and you will come to know another image. The last image, that image is here. You find, just sharing you. That is the work Steel, Hawk and Other Stories, 1968. Gandhi the Writer, 1969. A Dream in Hawaii, 1978. Socio-political currents in Bengal, 1980. So when you go with these works, you find that the Steel, Hawk and Other Stories, 1968, Gandhi the Writer, you find 1969, A Dream in Hawaii, 1978, Socio-political currents in Bengal, 1980. So I just told you about Bhabhani Bhattacharya and I told you about his works. I told you what he did. I told you how you can understand about this writer. So these things you have to keep in your mind. And these were the points. And Bushra was asking the question. I'm just sending because the time is going to be, you can say,